Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief program. Today, we're diving into some exciting developments and fascinating stories from around the city. First off, Greater Bay Airlines is set to launch direct flights to Yonago, Japan, starting October 27, making it easier for Hong Kongers to explore new attractions beyond the usual Tokyo and Osaka. Next, despite recent U.S. restrictions, Hong Kong's ambition to become a regional innovation hub remains strong, with plans to diversify partnerships across Europe, ASEAN, and the Belt and Road Initiative. Lastly, rare Chinese teas are capturing the hearts and wallets of Hong Kong tea enthusiasts, with some teas fetching up to 480,000 Hong Kong dollars for their unique flavors and health benefits. Please stay tuned for the detailed coverage of these stories. South China Morning Post: Greater Bay Airlines will soon connect Hong Kong directly with Yonago, a lesser-known gem in Japan's Tottori Prefecture, starting October 27. This new route, running thrice weekly, aims to cater to Hong Kongers seeking fresh travel experiences beyond Tokyo and Osaka. Tourism experts predict high demand for this unique destination, renowned for its natural wonders like the Tottori Sand Dunes and Mount Dyson. The city's connection to manga legend Shigeru Mizuki and its hot springs add to its allure. With 1.3 million Hong Kongers visiting Japan in the first half of this year alone, this new service by Greater Bay Airlines, which began operations in 2022, is set to tap into the growing interest in Japan's hidden treasures. South China Morning Post: Despite recent U.S. restrictions on biotech equipment and data sharing, Hong Kong's ambition to become a regional innovation hub remains undeterred, according to Secretary for Innovation, Technology, and Industry Sun Dong. The city is diversifying its geopolitical risks by strengthening collaborations with Europe, ASEAN countries, and those involved in Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative. Hong Kong continues to attract international investments in its IT sector, with significant projects like the establishment of a semiconductor production line at the Science Park. The city remains a leading fundraising hub for biotech, supported by Beijing and connected globally. Efforts are underway to expand cross-border data transfer schemes and develop the Hong Kong Shenzhen Innovation and Technology Park, ensuring Hong Kong's resilience and growth in the face of geopolitical challenges. South China Morning Post: In Hong Kong, rare Chinese teas are captivating connoisseurs with their intricate histories and exquisite flavors. Wing Young of Bing & Tea showcases a 1989 vintage camphor wood-scented raw pure, priced at 26,280 Hong Kong dollars for a 20-gram brew. Such teas are valued for their pesticide-free cultivation, aging potential, and complex flavor profiles. Kelvin Mok Cockett of Lai Ching Heen introduces guests to rare teas like Tai Ping Ho Kueh and Pingyang Yellow Broth, highlighting the labor-intensive processes behind their production. Wild teas, an emerging trend, offer unique purity and health benefits, though they require trust in their sources. The market for premium teas is evolving, with younger generations showing growing interest. Hong Kong's potential as a hub for tea research and appreciation is bolstered by its mature wine and coffee culture, promising a bright future for tea connoisseurs. South China Morning Post: The nearly 450,000 square feet residential site in Hong Kong Island's Eastern District, previously owned by the distressed Chinese developer Agile Group Holdings, has been put up for sale by tender. Agile had acquired the two sites at 992 to 998 Kings Road and 2 to 16 Mount Parker Road in Quarry Bay in 2017 and 2022 for a combined 3.3 billion Hong Kong dollars, $423 million US. The project, expected to provide over 500 residential units and more than 190 car parking spaces, benefits from its proximity to the Quarry Bay MTR station and the Tai Kwu Place office complex, making it appealing to both owner-occupiers and investors. Agile's recent financial struggles include failing to pay interest on a $483 million bond and taking out high-interest loans, reflecting the company's liquidity pressures. This tender follows the chairman of Agile, Chen Zhuolin, selling a flat in a neighboring project at a significant loss, which has led market observers to speculate that Agile may suspend further acquisitions. South China Morning Post: the rule of law in Hong Kong has come under scrutiny with the recent departure of 3 foreign judges from the Court of Final Appeal and the controversial case of former media tycoon Jimmy Lai Ching. Critics argue that the court's dismissal of Lai's appeal signifies a breach of the rule of law, with some calling for remaining foreign judges to resign. However, the Court of Final Appeal's decision highlights the differences between the UK's legal system and Hong Kong's, emphasizing that individual rights in Hong Kong are governed by the Basic Law, a constitutional right that can override ordinary laws. This distinction means that blindly following UK decisions is inappropriate. Judge David Neuberger's judgment clarified that while the approach to individual rights might differ due to constitutional differences, the principles of proportionality and necessity remain consistent. The court's decision to uphold restrictions on the right of assembly was based on proportionality, not a deviation from the rule of law, aligning with international standards. South China Morning Post: in a daring escape in August 1970, 3 foreign prisoners fled from the Chi Ma Wan Open Prison in Hong Kong but were recaptured shortly after. The prisoners, 2 Italians and a Filipino, were serving sentences for possessing forged banknotes and had meticulously planned their escape for 2 months, arranging transport, food supplies, and forged passports. They were found exhausted and suffering from insect bites and minor injuries by tracker dogs, and were taken to Queen Mary Hospital under tight security. The Filipino businessman Alberto Silva Dizon, who assisted in their escape, was charged and pleaded guilty to conspiracy to defeat the ends of justice. The Chief Justice later reduced the 1-year prison terms imposed on the prisoners to 6 months, deeming the original sentences unduly severe. This escape and recapture story highlights the lengths to which prisoners might go and the complexities faced by law enforcement in maintaining security. South China Morning Post: Hong Kong's technology minister, Sun Dong, has unveiled ambitious plans to boost the city's AI supercomputing power and revamp its venture capital fund to attract more startups. By 2030, private institutions in the northern metropolis are expected to generate 10,000 petaflops of AI computing power, supplementing the 3,000 petaflops from the AI Supercomputing Center by 2026. This infrastructure is crucial for AI development, enabling data training and model design, which could attract international companies to Hong Kong. Financial Secretary Paul Chan Imopa announced that Cyberport would receive 3 billion Hong Kong dollars to launch an AI subsidy scheme. The Northern Metropolis project aims to transform 30,000 hectares near the mainland border into an innovation and technology hub, despite facing legal challenges over environmental impacts. The government is also reviewing its Innovation and Technology Venture Fund to make it more market-oriented and aggressive, with plans to increase private investment in local startups. Hong Kong's industrial investment in R&D is currently lower than rivals like Singapore, but the government aims to boost the manufacturing sector's GDP contribution from 1% to 5% by 2032. South China Morning Post: Tycoon Victor Fung Kwok King believes Hong Kong has the potential to become a global hub for sustainability education in the fashion industry. The city could create a new industry focused on training people in sustainability and ESG practices, putting it on the global map. Fung's supply chain management conglomerate, Li and Fung, recently organized a workshop with university professors and researchers on integrating sustainability throughout the supply chain. The global fashion industry is a significant contributor to waste and carbon emissions, and a sustainable approach could mitigate climate change impacts. Hong Kong could set global standards for sustainable manufacturing practices. Workshop participants highlighted the need for a structured innovation framework and closer collaboration to achieve sustainability goals. The International Finance Corporation provided a $75 million loan to Li and Feng and its affiliate Air 8 to support sustainable supply chain solutions. Feng emphasized that helping manufacturers adopt sustainable practices would contribute to the global sustainability movement. South China Morning Post. China's pet owners are increasingly seeking value for money in pet products amid a nationwide spending decline, creating opportunities for domestic brands. Investors are capitalizing on this trend, with Advent International and Boyu Capital acquiring a stake in Seek Pet Food, a Shandong-based manufacturer. The pet food market, worth 69 billion yuan in 2023, is expected to grow significantly, driven by an aging population and low birth rates. Domestic brands are growing faster than imported ones, and the market is still fragmented, offering upside potential. However, economic challenges and rising unemployment are dampening consumer confidence, affecting pet-related spending. Growth in the pet food market has slowed, and per capita spending on pets in China remains low compared to other regions. Domestic companies face challenges in building brand loyalty and gaining market share in a competitive environment. The prevalence of e-commerce in China supports numerous innovative pet food brands, but the market remains fragmented, and consolidation is unlikely in the near term. South China Morning Post. The Hong Kong government is urged to enhance financial support for athletes to build on the success of the Paris Olympics, where the city secured 2 gold and 2 bronze medals. Lawmaker Vincent Ching Wingshun, also vice-chairman of the Hong Kong Sports Institute, HKSI, proposed 10 policies to improve international performance and strengthen the local sports environment. Key proposals include increased financial support for athletes, better governance of sports associations, and more resources for elite athletes. Cheng highlighted the need for entry-level athletes to receive more substantial financial backing, as many currently earn less than the city's minimum wage, leading some to abandon their sports careers. The HKSI plans to review training grants and adjust subsidies by April next year. Cheng also called for private sector support and suggested tax exemptions for companies sponsoring athletes. Governance of national sports associations, NSAs, and faster construction of sports facilities were also emphasized. The HKSI aims to foster a fair system where all athletes have equal opportunities. South China Morning Post. In Hong Kong's competitive real estate market, haunted flats, or hongza, where unnatural deaths have occurred, are often avoided due to superstitions about lingering spirits bringing misfortune. Josephine Gunlao, known as the King of Haunted Flats, has turned these stigmatized properties into a profitable investment. Eng's journey began in 1993 when a worker died in one of his flats, making it difficult to sell. However, he found a market among expats and non-superstitious individuals who are attracted to the significant discounts, sometimes 10 to 30% below market price. The stigma can also affect neighboring properties, a phenomenon known as the calamity house effect. Notable cases include the house where socialite Abby Choi Tin Fung was murdered and the infamous Dragon Lodge on Victoria Peak. Selling these properties is challenging due to the need for transparency about their histories and banks' reluctance to provide mortgages. Despite these hurdles, Ing remains optimistic, believing that patience and a strategic approach can turn these properties into profitable investments. The Sydney Morning Herald. Stephen Park's prediction that Great Britain's men's cycling team would reclaim team sprint gold in Los Angeles was backed by a secret plan involving Matthew Richardson, an Australian cyclist who quietly switched his allegiance to Britain. Richardson, born in Kent and moved to Australia at 9, had long desired to race for Britain. His switch, ratified by the UCI, involved months of secret planning and culminated in an emotional announcement. Richardson's decision was driven by a sense of belonging to Britain, despite his respect for cycling Australia. He had to keep his plans secret, even from teammates, to avoid potential deselection. Richardson's move was influenced by his relationship with British cyclist Emma Finucane and the positive reception from British cycling. Although he can't compete for Britain immediately, Richardson is excited about his future with the team. He predicts a fierce competition between Britain and Australia in upcoming events, emphasizing that his switch is about chasing his dream rather than seeking more success. South China Morning Post, Grammy winner Alicia Keys' stepdaughter, Nicole Dean, recently celebrated her Sweet 16 with a splash. She was seen posing with Eminem at the Riyadh season card fight between Terrence Crawford and Israel Madrimov in Los Angeles, California. Nicole also made an appearance at the premiere of Zoe Kravitz's film Blink Twice, looking chic in a white button-down shirt and black skirt, matching her stepmom Alicia Keys' all-black ensemble. Born to Swizz Beatz and musician Jonna Sebastian in 2008, Nicole's life has been in the spotlight due to her famous parents. Swizz Beatz, of Jamaican and Puerto Rican descent, began dating Alicia Keys the same year Nicole was born, while Sebastian, who has South Indian and Russian heritage, has had her own share of public disagreements with Keys. Despite the initial tension, Nicole has embraced her stepmother, even calling her Ummi, the Arabic term for mother, a choice supported by her father. Nicole, who was named Best Singer at her prom, is clearly influenced by her musical family and has shown a keen interest in pursuing a career in music. She's also a big fan of Lady Gaga and Taylor Swift, as evidenced by her social media posts. South China Morning Post, Kalani has obtained a restraining order against her ex, Javon Young White, citing physical, emotional, and verbal abuse. The Grammy-nominated singer, who uses she/they pronouns, was granted temporary sole custody of their 5-year-old daughter, Adea. Young White, a guitarist who was once part of Kalani's band, must now stay at least 100 yards away from both Kalani and Adea. The couple's relationship, which became public in 2018, ended shortly after their daughter's birth in 2019. Young White, who is the younger brother of comedian Jabuki Young White, was initially supportive when Kalani came out as queer and later as a lesbian. However, the relationship deteriorated, with Kalani accusing him of substance abuse and erratic behavior in front of their daughter. Young White allegedly lived in Kalani's back house, which was often filled with marijuana and mushrooms. He also faced accusations of making unfounded claims about Kalani being part of a cult, which he later retracted, admitting the language used in his custody petition was hurtful and careless. South China Morning Post, Lucien Laviscount, the star of Emily in Paris, recently opened up about his parents, Sonia and Eugene Laviscount, who only got married last year after nearly 4 decades together. Lucien, who rarely discusses his family, shared that his parents met in the 1980s when his Antiguan father Eugene judged his mother Sonia in a bodybuilding competition, placing her second. This initial encounter led to a long-lasting relationship and the birth of their 3 sons, Louis, Lucien, and Jules. Eugene, a former champion bodybuilder, and Sonia, a former Miss Universe, ran a gym together in Lancashire before it closed. Lucien credits his parents for their unwavering support and encouragement throughout his life. His journey into the limelight began at age 10 when he was discovered by a casting agent during a shopping trip with his mother. This led to his first gig in a Marks & Spencer children's clothing campaign created by David Beckham. Currently, Lucien is rumored to be romantically linked to Shakira, following their appearance together in her Punteria music video and subsequent public outings. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
News breaks, buzz the ground, stories spit, walls come down. Voices merge in the sound, faces mix in the crowd. Broadcasters paint the scene, world events on our screen. Every link a different theme, words collide in the stream. 6 degrees connect the dots, background stories hold the nuts. Hear the voices rise a lot, truth unveils in every spot. Cultures clash across the globe, spin the threads in a stroke. Every story wears a robe, truth and lies in their code. Journalistic real deep, secrets out they don't see. Every angle they will keep, in the news we take a lead. New perspectives day by day, hidden truths come to play. In the background shades of gray, every story finds its way. Perspectives day by day, hidden truths come to play. In the background shades of gray, every story finds its way.
Cultures, I go, what really or do not, what enough to be you, everything and ever, what enough and after, what enough and after, what enough and after, enough 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 enough